Welcome to the Crooked Stripes Podcast, where your hosts discuss various aspects of lawn care, landscaping, and snow removal. Let these two friendly Canucks help you cultivate a different outlook on the green industry. And with that, here are your hosts, Brendan Brubacher and Martin Hodder.
All right, guys, we're back for another episode of the Crooked Stripes. I'm Brandon Brubacher, and I have my buddy Martin on the other end. What's going on today, Martin?
This is it. Just resting up from 2 weeks of snow, dealing with that 150 centimeters and a little bit more. So,
yeah, no
back
kidding.
on here for another one.
Nice. Back on here for another episode. I love it. Yep, I just got back from Ferris. I'm sure a couple of you guys seen that. I was posting some stories. Just got back late last night, so said to Martin, we gotta go over the weekend because that was pretty wild experience. Not gonna lie.
Must be nice, eh? I'm out here playing in the snowbanks for 20 hours a day, and you're just traveling around, going to see factories and stuff. But
yep, driving across Ontario and New York, it was pretty good. So
was it much of a drive?
No, it was 4.5 hours. So
okay,
that's not bad at all.
No,
yeah, and we just go
for sure.
Yeah, don't have to go through Toronto, right? So down through Niagara and kind of straight across. So it was a great drive, to be honest.
Beauty.
Little snowy on the way. It was from the lake effect there. Now I know what Tyler means. 509 Tyler means when he says that lake effect snow. It's nasty, man.
Yeah, we don't really have that out here. We got more of a ocean effect snow, I guess, where it just comes in and just pounds us. But
blankets the whole island.
Yeah, just sits there and snows for 72 hours straight. It's great.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Good old Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, good old Atlantic Ocean. Nice. Yeah, no, we rolled in there Sunday morning. We left and we kind of rolled in there, Sunday at 4 or 5 o'clock and met up with our boy Ken from Stripe Life, who we just heard from, right? So that was cool because, I haven't really hung out with Ken for a couple days in a row. We met him at the show and me, Tyler, and Ken chilling the whole weekend, right? So
yeah, because at the show there's just so many people, right? You just kind of talk for a few minutes and he's shaking somebody else's hand, and like you said, there was so many people just lined up to see him. He was what do you call himself, the Tom Cruise of Equip. So
I know. He said he totally lost his voice kind of by the end of it.
I can only imagine.
He had to get everyone else to do, because they did the Yeti giveaway, right? So he had to, get people to shout out who won, and he had no voice by the end of it. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, no, we rolled in there and, got situated in the hotel and got a case of Ultra, just kind of how we did it, right? Why would we stop?
Not you drinking Ultras.
I know, right? There's no way. So
yeah,
we got a little of that and, had a couple beers in the room, Tyler and I. Tyler hasn't drank at all in 2024, so he's pretty fired up.
You ruined his little stretch.
Yeah,
he must have been doing dry January and September or December or February.
Yeah, your mind's all over the place.
Oh, jam! I don't even know what day it is today. I thought it was Friday when we started this, but I think it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
I don't know.
Wednesday afternoon.
Snow brain.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. No, that was good. We went out for dinner. Chad from Ferris took us out, which was so fun. Kind of told us what their plans are this year, and it was just really good hearing it from him. He's the marketing manager, so he's kind of in control of what Ferris is doing going forward. So they really want to put the pedal to the metal with their mowers this year. So it's exciting being a part of all that. So yeah, we had a nice dinner there on when was that? Sunday night.
Yeah,
Sunday night. Jeez, I'm all over the map too. So good dinner Sunday, and then, the casino's in the same, building as the restaurant. So of course we have to dabble into that a little bit. So, and Tyler's never been to a casino.
Really?
Yeah. Right?
Oh, wow. That's
what I said.
He was probably like blown away by that, was he? Probably more shocked by that.
It was pretty and it was a big casino. Turning Stone, I believe it was called. So
okay.
Outside.
Did he play anything? Or just pull
he was getting into the slot. Well, Ken loves his slots, right?
Okay.
Like Ken's got a tattoo of like a bunch of cards and chips on his arm and everything. So
okay, so he's dedicated. He's into
Ken loves it. Yeah, he's dedicated. So he was showing Tyler the ropes, and I like it too. But I'm not as big as into it as Ken is. So he's kind of showing Tyler, and so that was pretty fun. And Tyler goes and first time there, right? Comes at the end of the whole couple days. He's up $150.
Nothing wrong with that for your first trip.
I know. So that was
first trip
funny.
to a casino, first time luck.
You're right. But, so good first night. Then we got up on the Monday, President's Day and Family Day for us. Got out. We did a little workout, Tyler and I, which sweat out some beverages, which is all good. Clear the head a little.
Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah. Then we made our way kind of over to the factory, the Briggs and Stratton factory. It's in Sherrill, New York. It was probably 10 minutes from where we were staying. So that was really cool seeing everything, of course. So we walk in right away, meet everyone. And then the first room we went into, they had all their mowers, and then they just came out with a new electric stand on. They released it at the show, but they haven't released it to dealers, was my understanding. They're just trying to perfect it. It's not quite there yet, that he said. Like they want it.
A lot of the electric stuff's like that, right? There's just so much that still has to be done with them to be able to sell it to a commercial guy like me or you that can stand behind, like they want to be able to stand behind a product. Because if I buy an electric mower and it's not worth shit, I'm not buying anymore. Like gonna and they just don't want to, I don't know, spoil the taste, I guess, beforehand. So
totally. And they got such a good name, Ferris, so, and I mean, I didn't know Ferris is as big as they are, just kind of up here where we are. Not a lot of guys run Ferris, and I know you were saying that too, right?
Same thing. I don't know if I've ever seen one besides the show. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Ferris mower. I don't know anyone up here who runs them. Yeah. Like, I don't know where the closest dealer would be.
I know. That was
I probably should look that up and see where it's at. Like, it's probably,
I know.
It's probably the same dealer you use.
Yeah, I know. I know there's one in Kitchener, but like I don't see any Ferrises around. So I was going in there pretty, blindfolded per se. So we seen all the mowers and we seen that electric stand on. And right away he's like, "Oh boys, you gotta test this out, right?" So I posted a couple videos of us buzzing around in the showroom on it. And I was super impressed. I've never ran an electric mower, right? But I've ran our mowers, for a while, and we have our Cub Cadet stand on, and I was pretty impressed how smooth it was turning and how like responsive it was, right? Like just a little twitch of the thumb, to turn it, it was so smooth. So I've just heard of other brands being a little, you're trying to turn and it's like clicking and it's just not as smooth. So
okay,
I'd love to put it through the ringer on the lawns, right? See what it can actually do. But yeah, it's just not there, like you said. Like we were talking about.
I think all those brands are in the same. It doesn't matter what brand it is. I think they're all in the same boat. So it's kind of like another year or two. I think they'll be there, but
yeah, I know.
No. But and that's the problem. All these like stuff that's going out for tender and stuff now for like big like municipalities, like that's what they're pushing. They want you to be using electric, but like I don't know.
I know it's not there it's not there for us, like you and me. No. There's no way.
Even price wise, right? I don't know what price on any of these are, but I'm sure they're going to be double to triple. I looked at one last year. I was looking at one, and it was like 3 times the price of a regular stand down mower. It was like $60K versus $20K.
Wow.
Like,
wow.
How do you justify that and make that money back to a customer?
Yeah. Like, that's wild difference.
like you can't put a lawn from $100 to $300.
I know.
Because you're using electric. Customers
Yeah.
say no. I'll go find somebody else.
Right.
But like I said, as that comes out and they kind of work on that and they fine tune it and they get those prices to a manageable point, then
yeah,
obviously it'll be
right
more feasible. But for the time being, it's not.
I know.
But
that's
life.
Like the battery time, it's just not there. And he said that to us too. And that's with all of them, right? You know?
Yeah. And they know that. And that's why they're working on all this stuff now and they don't want to release it because I'm not going to go spend a mower that I can use for 3 hours and then I have to let it charge for the next 6. So
that's not
there's only
making
so much
sense.
trimming you can do, right? You can't.
I know.
You can't trim the rest of the day.
Right? No, I know. So,
but
yeah, no, that was cool checking that thing out and, you know, kind of behind the scenes looking at that. And then, he showed us kind of a history wall of, you know, how they started and stuff like that. And, you know, and I posted a little story of Forrest Gump on the old snapper mower. Did you see that?
I've seen that. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I know.
Cool.
So that was, because Snapper was a brand they made there. Right.
Oh, so they made other brands. Okay. Is
Yeah.
like Snapper absorbed into Ferris now, or is it its own thing? Or
Yeah, it's absorbed. And Simplicity, that's also
okay, I knew
under
Simplicity was.
Yeah, under that umbrella. So, Ferris is their main one, definitely. But it was cool learning the history and all that. So, and then, like, Ferris has this suspension patent. I wasn't familiar with this, but I took a picture of the patent on the wall because it was, you know, it's so cool. So it's lawnmower having independent drive wheel suspension. That's the patent.
Oh, okay.
So
is it on like the caster wheels or is it on like the?
It's on the caster wheels on the front, and there's like a huge spring under your seat. So you're getting
so your seat like rides independently of the rest of the mower.
Yeah, so your seat is riding with the mower, and then your deck is also on these crazy suspension. Like there's 2 springs on the caster wheels, and then there's these other like arms that, you know, from the front of the deck to kind of the back of the frame. And those also, you know, move as you're going up and down hills. So the deck contours to your hills, kind of like a walker mower. It's kind of the same theory, but they have this patented suspension design, and no one else can use it. I had no idea. Cool. I know.
I said I didn't know a whole lot about Ferris.
No,
at all, right? So it's cool to like.
I know
from your perspective, right? As a user that's gonna, kind of eventually use himself to get this kind of firsthand view,
right? I know. I thought it was so. I was, like I said, I was going in so blindfolded, so I was open to, you know, everything, and
that was the first factory tour you've done, right?
Yeah, I've done, you know, the Toyota plant around here, and I have been on some good factory tours, and then landscaping. Okay, landscaping industry factory. Oh yeah, that was the first one. So yeah, like we started walking around, and you know, we had the headsets on and had the safety glasses, and we had to wear the clog, these attachments for our shoes because we didn't have our steel toes. So walking around like a bunch of Clydesdale horses, it sounded like clicking and clocking. So
ding ding ding.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, no, we started, walked out, and like right away, you know, you're seeing all these fresh, brand new mowers that are getting skidded up and wrapped, and it was a pretty cool start. And you know, they got the 4 assembly lines, like just full tilt, right? So they produce about 400 mowers every day, which is pretty crazy. Every day.
Crazy considering, like, I've never seen one. Like, where the hell are they all going?
That's what we said. Where do these all go? And Ferris is worldwide.
Really?
So I'll get to we went to visit their older plant where they kind of make the more specialty and, you know, unique mowers. So all the European mowers are made in their old plant, which was an old school, but I'll get to that in a bit. So Europe has some wild regulations on mowers. Like you can't have any moving parts showing on the deck, or like belts can't be moving. They all have to be covered by covers.
I've seen that when I did the Kubota one. That's what they same thing. Like all the
Okay.
European ones had all these like crazy guards and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell is all this stuff
I
for? Like
know.
it just makes it look so like beefy and
Yeah.
but like I guess if you have to cover every moving part, it
Yeah,
takes a lot of extra plates and
I
covering and
know.
stuff, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah, so they do that at the old plant. So that was cool seeing all that.
mhm.
But yeah, I was seeing all these fresh mowers getting made, pretty cool. Um, and then we kind of started kind of where they start. So like they get a flat piece of metal and run it through their CNC machines. I posted a little reel on kind of the whole process.
Mhm.
But to see that piece of metal get put through into the CNC machine, and then the guy picks it up, brings it over, the guys are banging out the holes, and then they remove the border. It's like, oh, that looks like a mower deck. Right?
Mhm.
So then see that, and then the next guy takes it and he puts it into the bending machine, and he's bending it, and it all of a sudden there's a deck. Like, oh, okay. And then there's a shit ton of decks
Yeah.
stacked, and
Just
a big
waiting for the
line.
next
Oh my
waiting to
goodness,
get put on something.
this is big
So
time.
it's like an actual like manufacturing plant, not an assembly
It's a
plant.
full out manufacturing plant.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I know a lot of companies they do like an assembly where parts will get shipped in and
Right.
they just basically pick them off the line and just stick
Yeah.
them together. But
Yeah.
it's cool they actually like manufacture it.
Oh, it's
Did
mind blowing.
did
Like,
they have a big workforce? Like was there a
very
lot of
big.
employees?
So there is about in total from the two plants, there's about 900 people total.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 900 to 1,000. He was kind of saying. So, and like these are in small towns in New York. These two plants.
Because it's like it's not like when I think of New York, I think like New York City, which is obviously not the case, right? So it's like like a couple hours outside. Yeah, so the
upstate New York.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes past Rochester and 30 minutes before Utica.
Okay.
Kind of not in the middle of nowhere, but small towns.
Getting up there. Yeah.
Yeah, the old one's in Munnsville and the new one's in Sherrill, New York. But like it's cool to see how big Ferris is there in these towns. And he said if you would drive through one of these small towns at 7 a.m. on a weekday, he said you would not believe the Ferris red mowers out. Just it's everywhere.
I guess it's where all those new mowers are going.
I guess
right around town.
Around town. Yeah, we went later that day, we went to the largest Ferris dealer in North America that sells the most mowers. They did it the last 2 years. So we went and met the owner, John, absolute beauty. Like it's no kidding.
Oh, is that the place you did the dealer review on?
Yeah,
the dealer review.
Yeah. Ken did the dealer review. Yeah, if you guys want to hear what I'm talking about, go check out Ken's video. He just did a dealer review. I think it's the third one on this dealership. So, yeah, this guy sells the most Ferrises in the world, basically.
Wild.
I know. And like great team. He prides himself on his service, like for his customers. So they're all about service, and then he says sales will follow, which is a great, way to do it. So that was cool seeing him and, seeing how it was cool. We see it from a piece of metal to a full mower, and then we go to the dealership, and then we see the guys who's wheeling and dealing them, right?
Yeah, someone coming in and buying it and taking it and putting it to work.
So that was awesome seeing all that. I see the mower decks get made, and then we go over to the next area, to the paint booth, powder coating booth, where, guys are hanging up the parts. It goes through a big washing machine, washes everything, high powered steam, or I don't know how they do it, but that was cool. And then comes through the other side and right into the paint booth. So, it's all on tracks. The stuff's just slowly moving along, and it's all robots and, paint and everything. So that was so cool to see, right?
Yeah, no, something like that's pretty. Like it's one of those things, especially with like your first one like that. I mean, it's so like mind blowing to see, like just like
I know.
boom, 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 and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, there's the mower we use every
know,
day,
right?
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, just racks of mowers, and then frames. There's tons of frames. They do them the same way, and then they finally get to the assembly line, right? I feel like 85% of the time is all metal fab. It's all, that kind of work. The assembly line.
The prep work, yeah.
Yeah, the prep work. The assembly line was the easy part, it looked like.
Yeah. Just boom, 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 nuts, bolts, screws,
and these guys are so efficient and so good at their jobs. So that was cool to see. Yeah, I'm just looking at some videos right now to jog my memory. Even though it was only 2 days ago.
Been a busy 2 days.
Oh, I know. It's just a blur, right? Yeah, and Briggs and Stratton obviously make engines for the Ferris, right?
Okay.
But Briggs and Stratton is the more, they said Briggs and Stratton is the go-to engine for like 5 horsepower to like 10 or whatever. So the smaller residential mowers. Yeah, all Briggs and Stratton. And then Vanguard, who is also owned by Briggs and Stratton, they're all the commercial mowers. That's how they do it. So engine
I think a few of mine have. I think I have a few things with Vanguard on it.
I know. Billy Goat.
Yeah, my debris loader. That's what that has. Vanguard on it.
Same. Yep.
I think I got a few things with Vanguard.
Yeah, I know. Now it gets you thinking, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like my walkers are Briggs and Stratton motors, which is
really
which is pretty cool.
But I guess like if they're like a sub company of it, or no, Briggs
owns all of it. Yeah,
and then Ferris is like their main mower, but they sell motors to other companies.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know. It was a big. I learned a lot. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, learned a lot about Briggs and Stratton. So that was cool. Yeah, so they make the motors in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, so they're shipped. They're probably crated.
Yeah,
and shipped
so
in.
those are the engines are shipped, but it's like it's made by the same company, so it's so cool. So it's all they're doing it all in house, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Other than like the tires. So
yeah, but they're probably coming from wherever. Yeah,
and 400 mowers a day. That's a lot of tires.
Yeah,
right. So yeah, I've seen skids of tires. So it was cool, seeing that frame. You kind of could see the mower, but it kind of just looks like a frame. And then all of a sudden, there's the engine assembly. So they're slapping the engines on, and that was really cool seeing it go down. And then, they're putting the decks on, and it's like, all right, now I'm seeing the mower.
You're starting to see what it is.
Yeah, starting to see it. And then just crazy by the end of it, it's done, and
it's like boom, ready to go cut grass.
They test it all right there, which is cool.
Do they have like the wheel speed test, and they run out like the hydros and stuff?
I'll touch on that. That was cool. Yeah. So they test, like they fire it up, put a little oil in it, put a little fuel in it. I took a video of it, and they fire it up, and it spurts a little at the start, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it's going, and then they test the wheel speed and the drives and all that, and then it's basically good to go. But yeah, they took us through kind of the R&D department that we weren't allowed to take any videos or photos. So that was pretty cool to see all that stuff. We got to see kind of the electrical side, they're working on some EV stuff still, not allowed to kind of show or talk about that. But that was pretty cool, seeing the behind the scenes stuff. And in that R&D area, they do that wheel test or the suspension test. I think Ferris, he posted something on on his Instagram of like the suspension, right? The testing.
Oh, I've seen that. I think it's like a real, and it shows it like going over all like the rough.
Yeah, the
rough terrain, and it's like the wheels moving, but the frame staying the same or whatever.
Staying still. So we go around the corner and we can just hear like a boom, 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 like loud. I'm like, what the heck's that? And he said, "Oh, that's the suspension testing area." Oh, okay.
Yeah, sounds like something's about to blow up.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to, video a whole lot in there. So I mean, we snuck a little video of the wheels and the suspension going, but not allowed to post it. So
Yeah, don't want to get yourself in
but we
trouble
can
with
talk
that one.
about it. So no, yeah, we can chat about it. So that was really cool. Like, and they'll leave this mower. It's just getting beat up. They'll leave it going for like 24 hours straight.
Oh wow, just to see like the durability of it.
Yeah, it's intense. So that was really cool.
I guess you'd have to do something like that because like it's one thing to run it for a few minutes and then
right.
But you got to see how long the longevity is the key, right? Especially if you want to run a machine for whatever they get thousands of hours. So
yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's and like they have their suspension patent, so I'm assuming they got to make sure that thing's bulletproof, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Can't be selling that if it's not.
Oh heck no!
Up to what they say it is. So
right, I know.
Like I said, most companies will do that, right? They want to if they're going to put something out, especially something new. Yeah, they got to test it and they said pound it because
I know
there's people that are not easy on machines. No, they're not going to use it like they're going to drive it like they stole it. And just
yeah,
beat
and I
the
feel
hell
like
out of it, so
you and me might be in that category at times.
No,
no, heck no.
Don't be foolish.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, no, it's good seeing that, and then that was the sit-down assembly line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. So then we got to see a little stand-on action, so that was pretty cool. They're making the stand-ons on another assembly line, kind of away from their bread and butter, which is their sit-down units, right? And those are pretty cookie cutter, the 4 or 5 different models. So they're just just
pumping them out and just changing the deck and then just changing the deck size.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty. Gotcha. And then one day it'll be like, all right, we're doing 3300s on this line, which is their biggest, baddest machine.
Yeah, their main. Yeah.
40 horsepower big block Vanguard in there. Like that's a mower.
That'll boogie.
He said, yeah, I know. So there's a guy, CJ, there. He brought us through. He kind of ran the tour for us and told us about. He said he's got a 40 horsepower big block Vanguard. He said he has 12 acres of lawn, so he's got a lot.
Yeah.
And he says, I can do it in 3.5 hours. And he said, I've taken it through some like wild grass that like you definitely shouldn't. He said it doesn't even bog down. Like you can put it through anything.
It's a 40. That's a big motor, man.
That's what I thought. Like huge. It'd be beast. So.
Oh yeah.
I know.
That's
would
crazy.
Love to try that one and put it to the test. So.
Yeah.
I know, right?
12 acres in 3 hours. That's fast.
Yeah, he says he does. Yeah, I know. He does it on Saturday morning, goes out and just crushes it. 61-inch deck.
Okay.
But it's a beast, man. I sat on it. Oh, and is it it's like a lazy boy couch, right?
The seat's comfy, eh?
Oh, nice big seat, nice headrest. And then you sit down and that suspension just like
takes over, yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. So I know. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty Ferris red right now. I'm not going to lie. After seeing that operation, it's hard not to be impressed. So, So that was a really cool Tuesday. Yeah. And we got to go through like the engineering department, which was really cool.
Some of the stuff they come up with is crazy.
It's wild, right?
Yeah.
And then they had, so in the ceiling, so it's all like sound canceling, boards on the ceiling and, I'm a loud talker, so I'm trying to keep it down a notch as our first episode on the plane. People know that.
Yeah.
Don't want to interrupt too many people, but no, trying to keep it down in there. That was funny. But on the ceiling, they have these panels. So on the left side of the building, where like all the ideas start, all the panels are like scattered and, disheveled and all over the place. And as it slowly goes to the other side of the room, all of a sudden the panels start straightening out and start getting in line, right? Because it's like the theory was, the ideas, start over here and then slowly
they're
we're
all
getting
they're all
it there.
jumbled on one side,
Yeah,
and
all
by the time you get
jumbled.
to their side, it's all
Yeah, it's all
streamlined.
right.
It's a cool
So
like design concept for
I
sure.
know, I thought that was really cool. Yeah, and on the one wall it says think, and then I took a little video of it. At the other end it says make. So
Oh,
it was
that's
like the
cool.
think and the make. So that was cool. We talked to a couple engineers there, and they kind of went over how their day is and what they're working on right now. So really cool, really cool.
Mm.
So yeah, they're focused on, like, they already have such a good product, is my understanding, that the engineers are pretty just focused on like those fine details and, tuning it up, and they're listening to what people are telling them what they want. So he said
The feedback and
the feedback is huge. So he said a huge feedback point was people really wanted a USB to charge their phones, and like a USB-C and a USB. So he said, well, this year we did USB-Cs and USBs in all the mowers. It's like,
it's
oh,
something so simple like
right?
that. Like I'm sure there's a little bit of like back end stuff for them to deal with it, but like that could be a selling feature for somebody. Like if you're on your mower for 8 hours a day, you're
Oh,
listening to music, you're listening to podcasts, you're
Yep.
listening to the Crooked Stripes. Like
oh, let's go.
you gotta like it'll kill your battery, right? So if you have something that can plug in, so you don't have to go back to the truck and charge your phone like halfway through the day, that makes a difference, right?
Makes a huge difference,
Mhm.
right? I know. Yeah, we're ripping podcasts all day, right?
That's all I do. We were saying
I
we were
know.
talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I used to listen to music and all that stuff when I work, and now it's just like
Yeah,
Nah.
I don't at all. I'll
no.
sometimes throw on if a new album comes out, or I'll whatever, go through that, but then I'm going right back to a podcast.
Yeah,
So I found
absolutely.
too, when I listen to music all the time, I start just thinking of stuff. I don't know. I just start getting in my head too much, and I start overthinking stuff. That's what I
Yep.
notice. And then a podcast just kind of eases your mind, because in the spring it's a bit of a shit show,
Yeah.
like
It
we're
gets
all
wild.
so busy. So like I'm always thinking of stuff. So a podcast just kind of lets you take a beat and chill for a bit. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
So that's been good. I know. Yeah, that was basically the Monday. Yeah, that was Monday.
That's a busy Monday.
Oh
You
my
got a
gosh.
lot, you got a lot done. And
Yep.
so you said did you go early to the factory?
Yeah, we met at 10:30. It was bad. Yeah, met
okay.
at the factory at 10:30. And then we were there till like 3:00, 4:00.
So you had like basically a full work day
It
there.
was a full day. Yeah, I was gassed. Definitely.
I would imagine.
Yeah, we were there till 4. Then we got a little food, and then we went over to see John at that dealership.
Oh, you did the dealer
Yeah.
thing afterwards.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so we went to go see him, and that was really cool. Yeah, shot the shit with him for a bit, and he's big into hockey, and obviously I am. He's a big coach. He's 62, and he still plays hockey, so that was just
Goddamn.
great. I know. Like, I don't know if I can hold out that long, but
My hockey career ended at 5.
yeah, it was short-lived.
Yeah, but one game, didn't last very long.
Oh, that's
But
good.
that's
Yeah.
good. 62. Fuck.
Yeah, it was impressive seeing his operation,
Mhm.
kind of the gold standard in how you should run your dealership, as far as I'm
Selling
concerned.
service.
Yeah. And, he doesn't have a big fancy building.
Mm-hmm.
He started out with like, moving into a small spot, and then, got to build another little building, and now we got to move on to this one, and so you go
grew
in
with
there.
it, just kind of.
Yeah, he grew with it, just how like we're growing our business, right?
Yeah. You hit
Like,
that
he
next
just-
step and you got to
Yeah,
add
he just
something on.
I know, he just made it work. So that was just kind of cool to see. And Ferris too, they started off in a really small place in Vernon, New York, just down the road, and they just did whatever it took to kind of grow the business. And it's an amazing story, and the history behind it is crazy. So yeah, Chad was talking about they're putting together like a big history on Ferris because it's so history rich. So he's putting together like a big campaign for all that.
Kind of show everything off, where they came from and where they came, or where they're at now.
Right. So that'll be really cool when that comes out. I'm sure we'll re-sharing that one. Yeah, so that was Monday. My goodness, that was a long one. Yeah, then we got back I think we were back at 6 at the hotel there. Yeah, 6. So we were ready for a break. Feet were, because, I was in
walking around
running shoes and these freaking clog things that were not the most
some steel toe extras.
Yeah, so I wish I had my Cujos on. That would have definitely helped.
Did you guys get up to anything that Monday night, or did you take it easy?
Oh, we got up to a few things Monday night. Yeah, so yeah, we kept it. We stayed in the casino for dinner. So went to like a little Irish pub. So that was pretty good. Yeah, Ken likes these kamikazes.
Oh, the little shots or whatever they are?
Yep. Never even heard of that.
Not little shots, I guess, but
no, not little shots. So I've heard of a kamikaze, but never kind of got into it. But I guess it's vodka, triple sec, and lemon juice.
Oh.
So Ken said he loves them. So crazy Ken, 4 rounds of those later at dinner. Yeah, when in Rome. So, we were all feeling pretty good after that. So that was a great dinner. And yeah. Then, of course, we got to hit the casino, right?
Oh, obviously.
Since Tyler was up. And his first time at a casino the night before. He was
might as well keep going.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. So we were at the roulette table and we were back at the slots, and Tyler, so he won, I think he was up $200 or something. Right. So then he's like, he was thinking about it, and he goes, I'm going all on black. I'm gonna put $200 on black, and we're gonna just let her ride. And like we were talking, and I'm like, man, you got to go red. We got to go Ferris red. Like that's, we're seeing Ferris. We got to go red, baby. So he's like, okay. So I'm like, I got to record this, right? So I think he put 100 on red because he wasn't all in on it. So I said, all right, you put $100 red. I'll secretly record, because that's a big no-no.
Yeah, you definitely can't do that in a casino.
Definitely can't do that in a casino, but I obviously did.
Yeah, you won't be allowed back now.
Yeah, I know, right? So I have my phone like in my chest, in between my coat, and I'm just like watching the wheel. And I'm going, all right, let's go, Ferris red. And of course he hits it and wins. So we got a nice Ferris red win, and Tyler is pumped, fist pumping the boys. So that's good to see. He was fired up. So that was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and old Ken's like lucky numbers 24 black, right? So Tyler wins, and we're still playing the numbers and the colors, and Ken's like, all right, boys, I'm going 24 black. Like, I'm going hard. And then we had this other gentleman beside us he was playing with some big dog chips. So then I said, man, you're on fire, to this other guy. And he said, oh man, last year I hit 80 grand on the roulette table. Right? Jesus. He said he got his cash, went straight to the Chevy dealer, bought a brand new Silverado. High country.
Wow, that's nice.
Like, dude, you're wild. Yeah. So
that'd be a nice win.
You're right. I said, that's a beauty win. He said, oh, it's the biggest win I've had. So anyway, so that was good. So then, Ken's going, all right, I'm going 24 black. So he put $40 on 24 black, and it freaking hit.
No way.
Yeah. So he got $1,050 off of that.
I remember seeing his I think it was a story. He had the handful of chips or whatever. I didn't know what that was from, though.
That was from 24 black.
That's wild to actually hit it.
He actually hit it. So, and then buddy beside me, because we were vibing at the table, right? And I'm going, I said Ken hits these random bets. So maybe you just ride on 24 black with us here. So he dropped a couple on there too. So he won too. So we were all fist bumping each other and we were pumped. So, but I didn't
That's
take
awesome.
that one.
No,
Yeah.
didn't want to play with fire.
No, no. I was already over the line. So yeah, so that was, I guess that was Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Monday night. So, that was a little bit of a late one. And this was cool. You could smoke in the casino.
Really?
Yeah, there's a smoking section but for me and you, that's a huge no-no in Canada.
You can't smoke within like 25 feet of a building here.
Right? You can't smoke on a patio. Yeah, no patio smoking. And you got to be like 20 feet past the patio.
Yeah.
So
they're just ripping darts in,
right?
in the casino.
So we're like on the edge of the smoking area, and it's like a big entrance of like, smoking area. And Tyler smokes a vape. So then he's like, "Can I smoke my vape in there?" I'm like, fuck yeah, man, go for it. So he's like, unreal. So he rolled over there and he's smoking on his vape. And then we went into the smoking area and we started playing the slots in the smoking area. And then Ken starts winning again in the smoking area. This guy can't be stopped.
Ken's just on fire.
He was on fire. Yeah, he started winning the slots then.
The grass gods were in his favor.
Oh, the grass gods are definitely on his favor. I think we got to do a shirt, by the way, of that too.
It's pretty jokes. We definitely should.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag
100%.
grass gods.
Yeah, hashtag grass gods. So, yeah, Ken was cooking. So that was cool. And then, you can smoke over there. So Ken, of course, gets 4 cigars from the cigar shop, in the casino, which is also awesome.
Oh, you sent me the Snapchat of you guys ripping. I didn't know where you were. I didn't know you were in the casino.
This is like...
That's hilarious.
I know. You're in the casino, like right beside the bar, And so we fire up these cigars inside. I'm loving it because we can't smoke nowhere inside, right?
No.
So that was funny. And I wasn't drinking ultras. I was drinking Utica clubs.
I don't even know what that is, but it does not sound pleasant.
No, it was actually pretty good, but I think it's because I consumed a few too many beforehand. That's why they're
a couple too many kamikazes.
Good. But they were tasting, a couple, the kamikazes, exactly. But I guess Utica Club was the first beer sold after the Prohibition. Isn't that cool?
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
That's why I thought I may as well drink them. And when
didn't you offer one to somebody and they turned you down?
Yeah, there was an old weapon of a guy there, long greasy gray ponytail and he's been around the block and he was just watching his wife kind of gamble, and then I was watching Ken and Tyler because I was out of money, the first frickin' night. I didn't fare too well, but that's okay. So we had an extra beer of the Utica and like, "Oh, hey man, you want a beer?" Like, I just opened it and whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I wouldn't drink that piss if you paid me, I wouldn't drink."
That's funny.
So I was quick to realize what we were drinking.
Maybe you were making the wrong choice.
Yeah, maybe, but I was loving them at the time. And
you downed it, did the trick.
Yeah, did the trick. So, that was a 3 a.m.er. So smoking cigars.
And you guys still have some stuff to do on Tuesday too,
we did.
Didn't you, with Ferris? Yeah.
Yeah, we were, we went back at 10 a.m. the next day. So I was actually feeling all right. And let's keep in mind, these are American beers. We touched that on the first episode. These aren't Canadian beers. So they hit a little less hard.
Little lighter.
Little lighter, so I can get by.
Add an extra one or two in there.
Yeah, and it's all good.
No big deal.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it's good. So yeah, we went back the next day. Felt fine, a little tired, but all good. Yes, and then I wanted to test that electric mower out again because I didn't really get a feel for it, as much the first day. So I got the GoPro out, and I got some cool shots, even though we were just in the showroom.
Yeah,
I
just
put
the
her,
fact you're
I put it
driving
right,
it, right?
yeah, I put it right to the floor in the building.
Hey, you might as well test it.
Well, hey, they want us to test it. I'm going to test it. So, then you see a couple office people walking by the glass, and they're kind of giving me the stink eyes. I'm just flying along.
Just ripping back and forth.
Yeah,
they're just trying to have a meet. Was it quiet?
Yeah, it was very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll post a reel on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was really quiet. Yeah. I'd love to mow grass. You wouldn't even need headphones. It was so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we didn't fire up the blades or anything. I'm sure that'd be
so it
loud.
might be louder with that.
It would, but it'd be very peaceful on that thing. So would love to try
especially
one.
with like timelines, right? Like you're only allowed to work so many hours, like in the mornings, like you only start so early and work so late in some places. Like
I know.
I could see the benefit of that. The
That's what I
quietness
said.
of it.
You could go to, 6, you could start mowing.
Mm-hmm. I've done
Which
that
is-
a time or two. I've definitely had a few people yell at me. 5:30
have
in the
you?
morning. Oh, I had a guy literally scream and holler at a window at me. It was 5:30 in the morning. We
That
were mowing a doctor's office. Like we were
Oh.
on site at 5:25. We
Wow.
waited till 5:30 to open up.
Fire
the mow.
them up.
Oh, well, I mean, it was a summer a couple of years ago, and it was like 35 degrees every day.
Okay.
So that'd be like 105.
Ooh,
I don't know what the
yeah.
exact.
Yeah.
So it was like
Over
so we were
100.
So we were starting at like 5:30 in the morning every day because like by the time 12 o'clock hit, you were done. You were scorched.
You would be
like you
so
couldn't work
drained.
in that.
No.
Yeah, so we had
gosh,
one guy
no.
screaming and hollering and throwing shit at us out the window, but
Oh, that's amazing.
we were just like we were in and out in like 6 or 7 minutes.
Right.
So it wasn't
But you got
that
screamed
big.
at.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm up, you're up.
That's what you got to do. But hey, yeah, that's when electric would be beauty.
That's what I mean. Like something like that would be unreal, right? You run that and some electric trimmers or something.
Yep. And then at night, if you want to keep going a little longer and maybe some lights, that'd be cool. So
yeah. So like I said, there's all kinds of potential for it. It's just kind of see what
I know,
happens.
It's just not there. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yes.
Not yet. Yeah, and right when you walk in, I took a picture. I posted on my story. It said they had a little saying, shared success always begins by putting the customer first, which that was cool. Just seeing that in there, because that's kind of how we would, would run our
being
business.
customer
And
service based, right?
it's
We
what
have
it's
to
all
be.
about.
Mhm.
So that was just good seeing it from the manufacturer. It's like
Yeah,
putting
so
the
basically
customer
trickles all the
first.
way all the
Yeah.
way down from product, end user, consumer.
Yeah, so cool. And everything is American made in there,
Mhm.
right? And that we were in the new plant, okay,
Mhm.
that opened in 2018. So it's pretty
Okay.
new, right? And the
Mhm.
place is enormous. Since, took 6 hours to go through it. So
Yeah, it's a big property. Because Tuesday you went and seen the old place, right?
Yep. So Tuesday, we met at the new plant, and then
Mhm.
we went with a couple other guys and we drove over to the old plant, which would have been their second plant. So it was actually an old high school that the school was going to knock it down and build a new one behind. And this is when Ferris was in Vernon in their like original building. And it sounded like it was pretty small. We didn't go see that one, but maybe next year or whatever, we can see that one. So they went to the school in the city and they said, oh, yo, like, like, let's figure something out here. Cause we don't, why would we tear this down? And then we got to build something. And so they bought this school from the city or whatever, and they just like totally made it work, in the school. So like
modified it to fit their needs.
Yeah. So the old
That's awesome.
gym, it was like they have a manufacturing little mowers in there in the old high school gym, right?
That's crazy.
And then it's like, oh, classroom, oh, offices, oh, like bathrooms. They put lockers, and they just made it work as their business grew, which was so cool to hear because, that's like you and me growing, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm living that still.
The fuck it and figure it out.
Yeah, well, exactly. And, in a small little shed with no nothing. That's
Yeah.
how we're rolling right now, because that's just where we're at. It's all good, it's just where we're at. So I just was, amazed by how they did all that and how they made it all work. It was so cool. Like, to the point where, like, the owners are taking another mortgage on their house to make payroll that next week because they're just grinding, right?
Wild.
It was wild to hear. And then the guy we were talking with, he was there for 35 years. And he said, yeah, they came to me and go, hey, like, we're kind of like waiting on some money, and like things are, not so hot. Like,
Tight.
do you mind taking like a skip and a pay this week, and we'll get you next week? And he's like, yeah. Like, yeah, I guess so. I think this is only when there's, 8 to 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh yeah, like that's okay. But like I need the money because I got bills too. And
Yeah.
just hearing him talk about that was so wild, right?
And to like stick it out that long and now be like
Mhm.
multi-building hundreds of units a day, like
worldwide mowers. Like, it was crazy. Yeah.
It's a
So like
big
I said,
swing over 30 years.
I know. So like I said before, they did the more unique products there at the old plant. So they still operate in the old plant. It's definitely a slower pace because they do all their so they have this 3-wheel mower. Never seen one before.
Really?
Yeah, so their 3-wheel little mower was their first ever mower. That's how they started, and it's called a Pro Cut. And it's a super long, low to the ground mower. And you sit on the back, and there's like it's like 2 poles that come up as your steering wheel. So it's like this, right? The thing is like 7 feet long. It's so long, but you're so far back. So the idea for this one is like apple orchards are all these mowers, tree farms,
It's like in between the rows.
yeah, and to get under those evergreens, because the machine is so long, you can just like casually drive up, and it turns in a dime. So he said you can do a circle and it leaves a 3-inch circle of grass. That like, it's wild.
That's crazy.
Right?
So that'd be like perfect for like cutting around trees.
Oh, he said you don't even have to trim. That's how dialed in this thing is.
That's crazy.
I know. And that was
I've never heard of that before.
Never heard of it or seen it.
Is the 2 wheels in the back or in the front?
2 wheels in the back.
Where you sit.
2 wheels in the front, 1 wheel in the back.
So you're like sitting on the back wheel.
You're
basically.
sitting on the back wheel. Like,
and the back wheel probably swivels like a regular caster wheel.
Kind of like my Walker mowers, right?
That is crazy.
On my collector, how that 1 wheel pivots.
Yeah,
it's the same design.
Same concept.
Yep, same concept. So it was a cool. I've never seen one before. They look funky, definitely. I'll post about them.
Yeah, you probably get some funny looks trying to cut like a residential lawn with one of those.
They said they are so popular that they want to like stop making them because they're their original mower, right?
There's probably so many people that love them and use them all the time.
Yeah, and like older people love them because they're very comfortable because you got the suspension again, right?
What size deck would be on it?
A 61, and they only make a 61 for it.
That's crazy.
I know. And they're like the thing, and it's a Vanguard motor.
And what did you say it was called? The Ferris Pro Cut?
Pro Cut S.
S? Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna look this up afterwards. This is crazy.
It was crazy, and I could see it being very useful for certain people. Yeah, certain
aspects for sure.
Farmers like it. If you don't want to trim, like I would get that. I don't know.
If you can't find a guy to trim.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a whole other
podcast. Yeah.
So besides that, they do make Ferris does make other stuff, right? I know like they do like we talked about the blower and that sort of. Yeah. Did you get to see anywhere that is made, or is that done somewhere else?
Yeah, so that was made there as well because I had that in my. I wanted to see
in the school.
They make that in the school built. So the school was like, their OG, and then they've built on like additions throughout, right?
Oh, okay. So there's more
Yeah,
areas added to the school now than what
exactly.
originally. Okay,
But
gotcha.
the original school is still there, and like there's a boys and there's a girls sign, and it's at the very front.
It's just like an old
So
school
cool.
high school.
Yeah, they totally lean into all that. So I think it's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. So yeah, Pro Cut made there. Then so they make a push mower, right? Never seen one of these. I've seen like pictures of it. It's called an FW15, right? And this is like a push mower on steroids. It is wild.
It's almost like a walk behind mower, but it's like a push mower, right?
Yep, it's like a walk behind push mower, but it's self-propelled.
Okay.
And back to the patents. I think Ferris created the patent for self-propelled lawnmowers.
Really?
I took a picture of it because it was on the wall, but I just couldn't believe that too.
That's crazy if they did.
I know, right?
Huh.
So
FW15's
the
push mower.
Yep. So the FW15, and it's got the 2 caster wheels that pivot on the front, right?
Oh, so you can actually get it pretty tight when you're push mowing.
It's a 32-inch deck, so it's a beast. I don't know if they make smaller decks on those. I'm not totally sure.
Probably not. A lot of those like commercial push mowers usually stick around like 30 to 36.
So on these, they don't use a Briggs or a Vanguard. They actually use a Honda engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they said it's just like they wanted that power in between the Briggs and the Vanguard. Just that kind of
without having to jump to like a 20 horsepower.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And like
Honda will rock like 11, 13, that sort of size. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And Honda, how do you beat a Honda like that? You can't
They're
kill a
tough.
Honda engine, right?
They are pretty tough.
I know. So yeah, seeing those push mowers, would love to try one of those out too. They look super cool. So then they said people wanted, or they tried to make the front caster wheels like solid, like a normal push mower, right? And then so they started making a model of caster wheels that don't pivot, and then they started making the ones that do. And then they were like, well, why don't we just make it so we can just do both? So then the engineers just added a little like drop down pin, so you can
like
lock
a lock
it,
pin,
or you can have it free flowing. So that's so
pretty cool. So then
right?
you don't have to make 2 different models. You can kind of streamline it.
Yep, and it's just one product.
It's awesome.
I know. So they make those there. Then they make the blowers, the stand-on blowers, all there too, right? Oh, they also make all the diesel engine machines there too, the diesel cells and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that was really cool seeing that too. And those take a little longer to, put together. They said this is the difference between the diesel and the normal ones. They only make 3 diesels a day.
Versus, what was the other one? 400?
400.
So 397 more. That's a big difference in production.
It's a monster. So then you go, okay, well, now I know why the diesel one is like, they're very expensive, right?
Twice the price.
Right? Oh, at least. So then I said to Chad, well, like, you got the best suspension in the game. You got such a well-built product, and now you're slapping a diesel engine on it. Like, the thing isn't ever going to die.
Yeah.
And he said,
you buy it once and it'll last you forever.
He said, exactly. So it was just mind-blowing seeing all this stuff. So yeah, seeing the blower getting made, same idea, from metal to a blower, right? So I stood on that, and same suspension technology on the blower, right? So
like on the foot platform where you stand?
There's a huge spring on your foot platform. There's the foot platform and there's the suspension, right?
Oh, okay.
Like my Cub, it's just the foot, or your platform that has your suspension.
Okay.
So this one has both. So it's
probably a pretty nice ride.
It's probably a smooth ride. And the thing was massive, like way bigger than our walk behind blower.
Well, I feel like those things are super deceiving how big they are because you see like those in the windstorms and all that other stuff like, and then you see like a person on it, it's like, huh.
I
Like,
know.
I feel like that's way bigger. Like they're probably
bigger.
a couple feet wide, are they?
Yep, they're
like the size of like a stand-down mower.
Yeah, it's probably like a 48-inch deck mower. Like same vibe, right? That's what I thought when I stood on it. I was amazed how big the thing was because, like, again, never seen one.
Yeah,
you haven't either.
Nope, I certainly have not.
Yeah, just see boys running around with them online, but I was amazed how big it was.
Massive piles of leaves.
Oh, enormous. So I'm hoping we can get one of those for the fall because that thing would do some damage. Yeah. One of the guys there said they had a small company, whatever, in town do leaves for this cemetery, right? So he said, this place is massive. Said they would come in for a week and a half with 18 guys on all backpack blowers, right? You can just tell where this is going.
18 guys.
I know.
Jeez.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it was a municipality job or a city. I think it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense. So 18 guys, a week and a half. They brought 2 of these out for them, right? And they did the whole job. 2 guys, all done in 3 days.
That's insane. That's so many man hours.
So many man hours.
18
saved.
Guys
for a week and a half. Yeah, 10
days.
I don't even want to add that up.
That's a lot of man hours.
Right? Yeah. So that was
18 by 10 by 8. So that'd be 1,440 man hours.
Wow. And cut what did you say?
Down. 3 guys times
2
8.
guys. 2 guys, 3 days.
Okay. So 48. So that's a saving of just about 1,400 man hours.
Right.
I feel like the math is right. I feel like I did that math right. So 18 guys.
Your mind's still scrambled from the snow.
Times 8. Yeah, 1,440.
Wow.
Versus 48. So basically save 1,400 hours on 2 machines. Like I said, I get it. Like that, I feel like I don't know if we have any properties that our properties aren't that big.
No, I know.
Some of them would be wicked on, but like some of them would be so overkill, you'd just be like shooting into the neighbor's house.
Yeah, I know. It was wild. So, all right, I got to take a leak. I don't know about you.
Yeah, be right back.
All right, we'll be back. All right, we're back.
Let's go.
Drinking so much water, trying to rehydrate myself here.
Yeah. Wash those ultras out of you.
Yeah, no kidding. And those Uticas, yikes.
Dirty old Pilsners.
I know. That's how I felt in the morning. Yeah, the school was super cool. So we went through, he showed us what they make there. And then we went into the old school, like the really old school, which they don't kind of have anything in the old school anymore. And totally, 90s school vibes. So we went into the other gym they had there that's still intact, wood floors, the pads on the walls, the old score clock.
Like literally kept it like legit at old school.
It's super legit. Yeah, it's cool. Ferris logo on the basketball net, and the score clock still works. Right?
That's sick. Do they use it for anything?
What?
Do they use it for like the gym and stuff for anything now?
Yeah,
or do they hold events in it and stuff?
Yeah, so he said when they have like dealers come to the plant, they'll bring the bleachers out and they'll do like they'll bring in a bunch of mowers and they'll do like a big showroom.
Oh, they'll do like a town hall.
Yeah,
school town hall.
Oh,
yeah,
town
open
hall.
House, town hall. Yeah, where they made everybody go to the gym and like.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's pretty dope.
I know.
Yeah.
So that was cool seeing that, and then they got the big Ferris stuff on the wall and the other brands they kind of work with. So that was cool seeing that, and then there is a bomb shelter in the plant, in the school.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess
did Ken mention that on his story or something? Said he's
he
going to make Tyler go down in it.
Yeah, had no idea what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Threw you guys for a little loop.
Oh, I did it ever. So I guess there was a big air base just outside of where we were, like a big army base. Mm-hmm. And there was something to do with the B-52 bomber was there, something like that, or like something like that. So it kind of, the guy said it kind of put a target on our backs, this area, because the bombers were all here.
They were probably built there.
I think they're built and stored there. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So then he said it was like they just had to, they're on high alert basically all the time, was my understanding. So there's a full out nuclear bomb shelter under the school. So we like totally went down in there, and like it's kind of a boiler room now, but it's still intact and it's still like pretty legit. So
that's crazy.
So crazy.
Go to check out a lawnmower.
Yeah, like you
end up checking out a bomb shelter.
I know, right? Like on the edge of end of the school, there's like a nuke sign, and it says Fallout Shelter in basement with like the nuke logo. On the outside of the school. It's wild.
That's crazy. So like if people just go, like if something happened, people just go there and like run in the basement?
You might be better off than anywhere else.
Yeah. So, giving away the little town secrets, now they'll know.
I know. Yeah, giving all the secrets away. That's all right. The Crooked Stripes family can know about that. No, I'll post.
I got 200 of us. We're ready.
Yeah, I know, right? I got a cool video. I had my camera. It was all dark, right? I had my camera on, and I got some cool videos. So we'll post a few on the page.
It's awesome. They let you like take videos and pictures and stuff.
It's so cool. And he said they've kind of never really done this before, so we weren't the first ones to really videotape the whole thing, but. I don't know. It was pretty cool. He let us do what we did. So
yeah, absolutely. Just an awesome opportunity, right? To check it out.
Such a great experience, and to meet everyone. So yeah, it was awesome.
Great start to a partnership.
Oh my gosh, was it ever? Yeah, really looking forward to trying one of those out this year. So that'll be great. Yeah, we'll be, I like. Chatting with the R&D guy and, how can we make this better and what don't we like about this, because there's some things on my Cub Cadet that are just terrible designs that I went, well, that's going to break. And, now we're 3 years into using the machine and everything I said was going to break is broken. I got the gas can held on by a tie-down strap right now. That's so.
Remember you showed me pictures of that.
Yeah, we put it through the ringer as well, but that's just kind of where we're at with that. So, yeah, no, it was an awesome weekend, and that was just yesterday, and which is
and then
crazy.
Made the trek home.
And then Tyler and I hiked her home. Then it was 4 hours and 45 minutes back.
Okay.
So that was a bit of a grind. So we hit up a Chick-fil-A. Had to go to a Chick-fil-A when we're down there, right? Oh my gosh.
What else were you going to do?
It's so good. Oh.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Probably not.
No. I don't think I did.
Right? So there is one in Kitchener, but it just came here. And there's no other ones.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know another one around. But Tyler's never been there, right? So I said, we got to go to Chick-fil-A. This is a classic, right?
Yeah.
So that Chick-fil-A sauce is where it's at too. Brought a couple
worth the
home.
Weekend.
Yeah, it was worth the trip.
Yeah, brought a few across the border.
Yep, brought a couple back. So that was good.
You probably just got flagged now.
Yeah, I know.
Start checking your suitcase next time.
I know, right?
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so I had to have a couple Celsiuses on the way home. I was
keep you fired up and driving.
I was definitely struggling. I was gonna go White Monster. I was gonna go your style, but I've had, when I drove back from Nashville in the spring, I crushed a White Monster, and then I crashed.
Yeah.
Then I even got another one with the lid, like the big one that we don't get up here.
Oh, the resealable, yeah.
The big dog. And then I was buzzing, and then I kind of crashed very hard. So I didn't want that happening again.
No.
So I went with the healthier version of the Celsius. So crushed 2 of those, and I was feeling good for the ride home. So made her back safe last night. So that was great. And I picked up, Ken actually brought us some Cenex products for giving away, which is super cool. So I, brought back a couple blowers and a couple hand blowers and a couple trimmers. So we're going to be giving those away on Stripe Life Canada page. So that'll be
on
pretty
your
cool.
Instagram page.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Nice.
Throughout the, going to give a backpack blower away like in the next week or 2.
Really?
So that'll be,
that's awesome.
I know. So brought some of that stuff back. So that was cool. So, got it across the border. So we're home free.
Yep. Ready to roll.
Yep. Ready to roll for some giveaways. So yeah, no, it was a great weekend. The whole experience was definitely eye-opening for, they're running such an operation there. And yeah, it was cool. So
awesome.
That was the weekend.
Sounds like a good week. I would have much rather been there rather than banging my tractor into snowbanks. But hey,
I know. Yeah,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. Martin had the old invite too. You had to work. Someone's got to make money and work, right?
Yeah. Can't be flying all around North America all the time.
I know. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's good.
Martin and I are going to come up. So
Martin and I are going to get together at some point in the spring here, and maybe we do a podcast together. That'll be cool.
Live in person in
the garage.
Yeah.
Nice.
No beers though.
No beers. We would never do that.
Not a one.
Oh,
no, not a one.
Jeez.
But
don't be silly.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad you had a good trip and a good experience, and got to check her out with Stripe Life Ken there.
Yeah, got to chill with Ken for a while, and what a great dude Ken is. Like we said in the other episode, he's all about that. The small guy in the lawn care community, trying to help him out, and Ken's just trying to give back, basically. So,
he seems to be doing a good job. So,
oh, is he ever? So, yeah, Ken's. If anyone needs some tips and tricks and want to be part of a community, I'd suggest joining his Facebook group. There's over 58,000 people, and you ask a question, you get 100 answers from different people all over the world. So it's really cool to be a part of that. So yeah, now I'm back. I'm still pumped up from the whole thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, just off. Well, it's nice too. That's kind of getting ready to roll into springtime. And like you said, you're probably only a few weeks away from working.
Oh my goodness. The next 2 weeks are scary warm.
I'm probably
in a good way.
I'm hoping for snow to just melt by July.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a ways.
Like we're looking out the window, there's like 7 feet of snow on the ground.
Jeez, that's nuts.
With more coming.
Yep.
But I don't know what day today is, but more coming in the next day or two.
Yeah, next couple days.
6 to 12 inches. So.
Jeez. So you'll be out battling banks again.
You'll be out pushing more snow. So.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, well. Good for business, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, you had a good...
Keeps the boys working, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was steady. It was good for sure. Less than years before. Like, we used to plow. When I first started, we'd plow 25, 30 times a year.
Oh, wow.
Now we're down to 12, 13. Wow. I think this year will be like 15 so far.
Right.
But we still have 2 months left. Like, there's nothing for us to get snow until...
Oh, I know.
Until, like, April.
Right.
So, but our contract's on the 15th. I'll be sitting on a beach in Mexico on the 16th. So, hopefully there's no snow after that.
And then when you come back, you'll be having a beer with me in the garage.
Yep, I'll make a swing by.
Love that.
There, and we'll see what we can do. And
and that's
maybe meet up with a few of our a few of my Ontario buddies, like through you guys, and see what we can figure out.
Oh yeah, we'll get the gang. We'll get the we'll get the crew together. We'll get Aaron, Sticks, and Tyler together.
Get the OG
get the OGs
fellas on there.
Yeah, we'll get an after hours episode in the garage. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get the boys.
Well, I'll jam in and be good to go.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna be here on my birthday weekend, so that's kind of cool.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
So
we'll have a time.
Yeah, it'll be a good time for sure.
Couple episodes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Maybe a live or two and see the nonsense that comes out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There'll be some nonsense. So
Yeah.
nice. Unreal. Well, thanks for listening, guys. That was a good one.
It was nice, kind of just a little extra episode thrown in there.
Yeah.
And so we're back to our regular interview stuff on Tuesday, and we'll have we had one with Tyler from 519. Awesome episode.
Oh yeah.
The guy is absolutely killing it.
Yes.
He is growing like crazy. So if you aren't following him, you better be, because that guy knows what's up.
If you're doing snow removal, really just maintenance in general, that's a guy you got to be following and watching and learning from, because my goodness, he's growing like crazy.
Yeah, big time. But
yeah,
that's for Tuesday. So
Tuesday at 7 a.m.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
With that, we'll probably wrap this one up. And
thanks for listening, and follow us, subscribe, rate. We can keep doing this for you guys. We love it. So yeah, thank you for listening, and we will see you guys on Tuesday.
We want to thank you for listening to the Crooked Stripes podcast. If you liked this episode of the pod, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. Head over to Instagram and follow @The Crooked Stripes. From there, stay up to date on all things lawn, landscaping, and snow removal. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode of The Crooked Stripes. Thanks again for listening.